This build is the second most highest DPS build in the game. It is extremely strong, has amazing burst damage, is very fast paced to play and very fun to play because of that. And it's quite easy to learn, I would say. Today we're gonna take a look at this incredible Condi Willbender build. And now, without much further ado, let's jump right in. So for the gear, you want to run full Viper armor with Balthasar rune. You also want to run full Viper weapons. You want to have a pistol in the main hand, and in one of the offense you want to have a torch, and the other one you want to have a pistol again. You will share this, so to say, the main hand in both weapon sets. For infusions, of course, you go for condition infusions if you can afford them. On your sigils, you want to go with bursting in the main hand pistol, and in the offhand pistol you want to go with torment, and in the offhand torch you want to go with air sigil. It's just the best option for damage. For your relic, you want to go with Relic of the Fractal, just the most amount of damage you can go. For trinkets, you want to go full sinister, so condition damage main stat and power and precision secondary. Reason is you get full 100% burning duration with food already, so you can go for more aggressive stats without the expertise. Because the main damaging condition for this build is actually burning, so you only care for this and don't really need expertise for the other conditions. However, you want to have one ring that is Viper again to cap out on the burning duration. For food, you want to go with cilantro and cured meat flatbreads just for the condition damage and expertise, and the 66% chance to stay alive on critical hits, just a nice heal, some healing and some nice damage increase. For utility consumables, you always want to go with toxic tuning crystals, just the most condition damage you can get. If you can't afford the ascended version or you want to go a little bit cheaper, you can go with koi cakes. The stats here are swapped, so it's not condition damage main, but it is still worth it, and it's just a small DPS loss. So it's way cheaper than this one, so you can go for it if you're on a budget. Now let's take a look at the traits. So for the traits, you want to go with Radiance, Virtues, and Willbender. In Radiance, you get some nice power and precision increase, you get some very important burning duration increase, and your Torch 4 is increased. That's very important because it's a very important skill for this burning build. And you get more burning damage and burning duration increase on your F1. So overall, just a lot of damage increases, crit chance increases, and very nice for fractals, for example, where you kill a lot of mobs, or in the open world, you get your F1 very fast paced back if you kill something. It's really nice. Then you get Virtues. Virtues gives you some nice boon access and resolution and more damage, condition damage based on your vitality. So that means if you want to have the maximum damage, you should go for the Jadebot Core tier 10. That gives you a little bit more damage, but of course it's not necessary for the build. And concentrations get longer duration. That's important because your most damaging skill on this build is actually the concentration, so you get 2 seconds more of that. Then you get some more damage increase, and again, just in permeating Wrath, increasing the damage of your F1 or making it more AoE. That's really important because, for example, in a lot of fights you can actually cleave very easy with that, and it's really nice. Then you have Willbender, just a lot of damage increase, Condi damage, burning application. That trait is really important here. Whenever you hit while your virtue effects are up, any of them, you actually recharge your active weapon skills by 1/4 of a second. That's really, really strong. And that helps you to spam your skills even further. That's why it's so fast paced. And you also get some vigor when you activate Flowing Resolve. Then you get some nice damage increase, which is further increased by Tyrant's Momentum. Now let's take a look at the skills quickly. You always want to go with Litany of Wrath, just the most healing that you can get. It's just like an invulnerability for the most part if you are damaging the enemy. It's really, really strong. If you need Condi Cleanse, you can go for Signal Resolve, but typically your healer should cover that. You also have Purging Flames, which also cleanses conditions, which is really, really strong. But mostly you take it for the damage because the damage here is insane. It's also Fire Field, so you can get some nice blast or fire combo finishers with the Whirling Light, which is a whirl finisher. So this gives some nice burning application. It also does some nice damage. Very short cooldown as well. And then you have Signal of Wrath, just some condition damage. And never activated it. It has some nice immobilize. If you really need it, you can do that, but it's more for the Condi damage. If you need more CC, you can swap that Signet, for example, for Bane Signet, which gives you some nice CC. It's very frequent. If you need high amounts of infrequent CC, you can go for Sanctuary. It's better, even with the Consecration increase duration, so that's really nice. But other than that, I would go for more damage with condition damage. And then Heaven's Punch, just some nice evade and teleport. That's the setup for the utility and healing and elite skill. For your weapon skills, you have of course a very nice damaging attack with your 2 skill. The 3 skill is some nice symbol that will empower your attacks while you stand in it, so you apply all burning it. It's really good, especially with the 4 skill. Always use the 4 skill on pistol when you are in the 3 skill, because that applies a lot of burning then as well. And the 5 skill is some nice CC and also some heavy burning. The auto attack is also quite nice. And then of course that's really important here that you understand how torch works, because torch, if you activate it once, you pulse around you for roughly 4 seconds burning, and then it runs out. But if you activate it again, you have some nice damage increase as well, because you throw, so to say, your burning at the enemy. And you should always try to keep the pulsing going until the last pulse, and then you throw it, because that's the most amount of damage. And that's why you have to be aware of that and always try to keep the pulse going. Use other attacks until the last pulse and then throw it. But you will see that in the rotation. And then you have Cleansing Flame. This skill is actually quite bad. Be aware of that. It does some nice damage, but it's a very long channeling skill and removes condis from your allies. And this is important, but keep in mind, the burning is only applied on the last hit. So you really have to channel it to the end. So only use the skill if you don't have any other skill up. Then it's worth it. But if you have any other skill up, never use it. Especially don't interrupt it, because then you don't even get the burning proc from that. Now to the rotation. If you want to have a little bit of a simplified rotation to start out with, you can just stay on torch for the whole fight and don't swap to pistol at any time. If you do that and follow the normal rotation anyway, without swapping of torch, of course, then you will reach a number of around 37.4k. But now to the real rotation. For the op, you want to precast Flowing Resolve twice, so your F2. Then you want to use your pistol 5 and your F1 into your Purging Flames and Symbol of Ignition and Hail of Justice. Then you weapon swap and use your Peacekeeper into Zealot's Flame, Whirling Light and Zealot's Fire again. So the flip over skill. Then you want to use Crashing Courage into Zealot's Flame and Zealot's Fire. Then you want to use Symbol of Ignition, Peacekeeper and Rushing Justice. After that, you fully cast your Cleansing Flame into Zealot's Flame, Peacekeeper, and then Zealot's Fire and weapon swap. After that, you follow your rotation. Your rotation is more about pressing your high priority skills off cooldown, because your restorative virtues give you very fast paced skills that always recharge when you have virtues up. So the highest priority skill is Rushing Justice, followed by Purging Flames and Symbol of Ignition. After that, use Peacekeeper at least twice per weapon swap. You should use your Whirling Light off cooldown, but you can delay it by a second or two if you want to get value of the restorative virtues or the world finishers in Purging Flames. While you are on the offhand torch set, you want to use Zealot's Fire 3 times. And like I said, you can finish the Cleansing Flame cast when you don't have anything else to do. On the offhand pistol, you should use your Hail of Justice 3 times as well, but only do so when the Symbol of Ignition is active. And you should always prioritize the weapon swap while you're on the pistol offhand. You can use the Flowing Resolve and Crashing Courage to upkeep your Willbender Flames, but be aware that you should delay them for a bit after using Rushing Justice, because only one of the Willbender Flames can be active at one time and you don't want to override them all the time. You cannot proc your Relic of the Fractal on your own for the most part. That's why you are reliant on your allies to actually proc your leg. Be aware of that. That's it for the rotation. This build is really strong and really fun to play. I hope that convinced you of that. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're more of a power DPS enjoyer, be sure to check out this Longbow DH video, where I explain everything that you need to know about the Longbow DH DPS build, which excels especially in short bites like fractals. Thanks to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon. Thanks Malice, thanks Lane, thanks Timo, and I hope to see you all in the next video.